Ah, yes, the classic police cruiser. If you've played GTA 5 for at least 30 minutes, then you've seen at least one of these. Whether you've been chased by them, or seen someone else chased by them, this car, besides griefers, is the bane of every GTA Online player's existence. This is the 2013 Vapid Police Cruiser. Alright, I'm going to do a parody of that meme song, Pompeii by Bastille, so get ready folks. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing stains at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? Also, I want to get one thing out of the way real quick. I know the car is called the Police Cruiser, but according to the wiki, the community basically calls it the Police Interceptor because in GTA 5, there are 3 separate variants of the police car. The Vapid Stanier model, the Bravado Buffalo model, and of course, this one, which is the OG, I guess you can say. Possibly one of the most recognizable vehicles in the game. The Vapid Police Cruiser is so iconic. It can give some seasoned players PTSD at the mere sight of it. Usually, if I see one of these in online mode, I immediately head the opposite direction of one of these cars. Mostly because, well, the cops will shoot at you just as soon as look at you. They're that touchy, apparently. I decided to review this car because, well, I haven't really reviewed any emergency vehicles in the game. Well, besides the police car from GTA 4, but that was part of the Class A merit review. While the police cruiser has only existed in name alone since GTA 4, the police cars themselves have been around since, well, the top-down era of GTA games. But as always, I'll stick to GTA 3 and onwards. The police car has probably been one of the cars that's had the most changes in the series. In GTA 3 and its prequel, GTA Liberty City Stories, the police car was modeled after a hybrid between a Chevy Caprice and a Ford Crown Victoria. In Vice City and Vice City Stories, it was modeled after a classic 4th generation Ford LTD. In San Andreas, though, it gets a little weird. Mostly because each city had their own police cars. In Los Santos, they were modeled after an early 90s Chevy Caprice, while in Las Venturas, they were modeled after a 1980s Chevy Caprice. Finally, in GTA 4, the police cruiser, or what is now commonly known as the Vapid Stanier. By the way, if you want to know more about this car, click the box on the top right. I did a whole video about this car. Anyway, the GTA 4 police cruiser was modeled after a Ford Crown Vic, similarly to the GTA 3 rendition. And then finally, in GTA 5, the Vapid police cruiser we have here today is modeled after a 2013 to 2019 Ford Taurus Police Interceptor. The 6th generation Ford Taurus, or also known as the last generation, as Ford just continued the Taurus as well as the Focus and Fiesta and Fusion, and now we have an electric Mustang, so take that as you will. Anyway, the Taurus was manufactured from 2009 all the way until 2019. 10 years. That's not bad. Then again, this is the same company that made the Fox body run for 1 billion years, so I guess that's fair. The Taurus was offered in both front-wheel drive and F4 configuration, which is apparently just a fancy way of saying it's full-wheel drive, apparently. That's according to the Wikipedia page. I don't know. Basically, it's all-wheel drive. For engine options, you could get a 3.5-liter Cyclone V6 which offered 263 horsepower from 2010 to 2012, but was bumped up to 288 in 2013. A 3.5-liter EcoBoost was offered as well, with 365 horsepower, and for the Police Interceptor, a 3.7-liter Cyclone V6 was offered with 305 horsepower. Starting in 2013, a 2.0-liter EcoBoost 4-banger was offered as well, boosting about 240. Transmission offered were technically only one kind, which was a 6-speed automatic, but some differed with different variations of the GM6040 transmission, depending on what engine was offered, obviously. At least Ford learned from the mistakes of GM and didn't offer their police package in strictly front-wheel drive, and offered their police car in all-wheel drive instead. Ford also offered the Taurus in the definitive show package, or super high output trim, offered in its later years with the previously mentioned 3.5 liter EcoBoost. The Vapid police cruiser, according to in-game models, features a double overhead cam inline 4. While this is very similar to the base 4-cylinder from the Taurus, I do believe the police cruiser's engine, based on the performance, is similar to that of the V6 and the Interceptor. Being a police car, obviously, it's quite fast. 0 to 60 is around 5.6 seconds, which obviously is quite impressive. While the footage you're seeing here may not prove very well due to the cruiser's stiff suspension, it is very hard to lose rear end traction, making it an awesome getaway car, if you can manage to get one. Unfortunately, you cannot store one of these vehicles in your GT Online garage. Someday we'll have a police DLC. Someday. One of the little quirks I really like is when you activate the high beams, the A-pillar mounted spotlight comes on. Unfortunately, you can't swivel the ride around, but apparently there are mods that let you do that. It's a very nice little feature. I guess if you ever want to like roleplay as a police officer, I guess. I mean, who would want to do that, am I right? Well, folks, there you have it. One of the most recognizable vehicles in the game. Well, besides, that thing, which I'm sure I'll get to eventually, probably for an April Fool's joke. Well, anyway, everybody, have a great weekend. This video was a little bit shorter than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be a little bit longer, but unfortunately, it wasn't, so, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But, yeah, that's the police cruiser. I mean, you know, you would think that a car that I've seen, I basically know so well, you think there would be more to talk about it, but no, not really. So, anyway, guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
I hope you didn't shit yourself.